Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Carlton Cuse.
It could not be more fitting that tonight we present the world symphonic premiere of Michael Giacchino's Music for Lost here in Honolulu with the Honolulu Symphony Pops Orchestra. So when you look around at the television landscape, there are really only a few shows that, if you really were to close your eyes, you could identify by their music. And I believe Lost is one of those, and it really is a testament to Michael's genius as a composer. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our conductor for tonight's performance, Tim Simonek.
The first thing I wrote for Lost was the first scene, was when Jack's eye opens at the very beginning. Just unsettling for me because, plane crashes are never a good thing, and here you are trying to have fun writing music for something like this. I remember thinking it's just really exciting to be a part of something that was going to be different. Almost every single show on television is synthesized. When we first started talking about the music for Lost, we knew we wanted to make sure that we did it live.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're working on the first episode of a new series called Lost. And again, we are trying to put an orchestra on television.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
As scary and uneasy as the show is, it's also a really emotional show. And, nothing can convey that kind of an emotion as well as live players sitting in a room playing music.
What Michael and I talked about at the very beginning of Lost was creating that sense of mystery and the feeling that this island has sort of an epic scale and a scope that is unusual for TV.
So the Honolulu Symphony expressed interest in doing a night of music from Lost, and at every step of the way I kept thinking, this will never happen, and I didn't want to get my hopes up because it would just be so fun to do, and yet they kept calling, we kept having more meetings, and it just kind of kept bulldozing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the next thing you knew, we were there in Hawaii doing this thing. Mai Tai's at 6, right? 6 o'clock.
Are you smiling?
I'll see if I got one of those.
How was it?
It's this beautiful environment. It's a shell called the Waikiki Shell, and it seats about 6,500 people. We thought maybe we can do something magical, and it felt outside of the box.
You guys, I just want to say that, honestly, I'm honored to be here with you guys tonight, because for me, to have this concert take place here in Hawaii is probably the most special thing that could happen for the show and for all of us who've been working on the show for a long time. And there's just nowhere in the world I would rather do it than here with you guys. I'm so happy that we were able to work this out and make this happen.
I'm in complete and utter awe of the music on the show. It is every bit as important of a character as Locke or Jack or Kate or the island.
Giacchino is one of the, creative linchpins of this show.
He doesn't really need to be told what needs to be there because he knows. He's a storyteller, and it's why it's such a great experience, because you know that he's going to deliver exactly what we need.
Giacchino is God. Let's be succinct and concise. Giacchino is God.
They always say, would you like to read the scripts first? And I always say, absolutely not. Because I want the music to be as reactive and as just primal as the reactions of the audience watching it. So I want to be as surprised as anyone who's sitting in their living room. So what I do is I sit down with an episode and I'll watch the episode from the very beginning. And the second that I feel that there needs to be music, that's what I'll write. Music.
I'm not giving up on you either, Charlie. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
You watch a scene when it's just cut without the music and it's there, it's fabulous, but then, you add the music, it just adds so much drama, it can add tension, it can add suspense, or it can add sort of remorse.
We hear that trembling low note on a cello, and all of a sudden we tighten up a little bit, don't we? Because we know something's coming.
Sure, the scene can make your eyes water, but you throw the music on it, you'll cry.
There'll be something where I'm like, oh, God, I should have played that stronger. I should have done this. And the music does it. The music kind of lifts you, and you're like, thank you. So, love it.
If you have to, kill them.
So I wanted the audience to feel the same way that the characters were feeling. And to me, that was to kind of come up with some kind of strange ensemble of instruments and just use that on a constant basis to score the show. Cool. That's been a goal, too, on the show, is to kind of find different ways to use the instruments. To look at the harp and go, well, what else can we do with this thing that you normally wouldn't do with it? Whether you hit it with something or whether you just pluck it with your nail and use them in unexpected ways. While the strings can be used to be very emotional and all of that, we can also use them to just really scratch. And it gives this crazy, frightening sound. We have trombones, of course, which are the big, have become kind of the joke on the show in a way, I guess. The act outs where you hear that kind of thing.
Where are you going?
Find John Locke.
I'm like, you have to stop doing that. And so as a joke, he's like, okay, well, just one per show.
What's that thing it does at the end?
Yeah. Those are trombones.
Yeah. But let's talk about the flugelhorn for a minute. I love it.
I used to always refer to it as the flugelhorn because I didn't know what it was. And I kept saying, can we not have the flugelhorn there? So we would perpetually be bickering with each other about having it here but not here, using it there and not there.
Those sounds eventually kind of became the signature sound of the show, which wasn't the original intention. It was just to kind of give some kind of weird, to leave you feeling uneasy, in the same way that the show is constantly inventing these stories that are completely unexpected. The idea is to do the same thing with the instruments.